All right.
Listen, we are the people of the book. We are the Israelites of this hour.
Dear Mr. African American around the world, this for the so-called black man. Hey, look, let me holler at you one time, pose a few questions, put something on your mind. What's your nationality? Where your people from? Look, tell me, where your land at? Do you know, or do you go by what they telling us? For the longest we've been lied to.
Shalom family. Two got y'all in the building.
What up, Truman?
We got Howard Brown, our Jamaican brethren. Also known as Isaac Israel.
Isaac.
Where your land at? Do you know, or do you go by what they telling us? What's your nationality? Where your people from?
We got Sister Shawana, our Koti Shawana Israel in the building.
Yes, sir. Happy Saturday,
You Israel, but I don't tell you nothing different. You was born spiritual, born into a covenant. Yeah, you got inheritance. Yes, you got a land. It's Jerusalem. They knowing this.
Oh my God, Yasserala, LJ in the building.
Montez in the building.
Michelle Butler checking in.
All right, all right.
It's on 777 in his house.
Abraham seed from the lines of Jacob. The Holy Spirit is your breed. Chosen to go feed the rest of the sons of Adam.
Uriah. Shalom, sex of the Nazarene son.
What it do?
Alfreda Watson checking in.
It's all about the money.
What's up, fam?
Happy Fair. Shalom.
What's your nationality? Where your people from? Black land, tell me, where your land at? Do you know, or do you go by what they telling us? What's your nationality?
Uh-oh. What's your nationality?
Where your people from?
We got Aquila and Priscilla Ministry in the building. Shalom. Shalom, shalom.
We entered into a covenant with God in this world.
Salute.
And we were
Hukanan Yasharalas in the building.
That's why we call Israelites. He changed our forefather's name, Jacob, from Jacob to Israel. And thus 12 boys were born unto Jacob, one to Israel. Thus we are called the Israelites.
Boy, that's tight right there.
Yes, sir. Real Shebrew in the building, my real. On Facebook as well.
Real Shebrew. Akoti.
All praise, honor, magnificent glory is unto our Abba, the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. To our brothers and sisters in the faith, as always, we salute you.
That's right.
Those that are 10 toes down in this spiritual scrap we find ourselves engaged in.
Mm-hmm.
We holler foes up to it, close up.
That's right.
The King tribe is in the building. Mm-hmm. We come in here to do what we always do. And we're going to give glory and honor to our uncrowned King, Yahushua HaMashiach.
Yes, sir.
Who coming back to get it straight for Israel, because of Israel, and in between Israel. But until then, he said, gather ye yourselves together.
Come on now.
And that's what we come to do every Shabbat night and every Shabbat day. We come to gather with our family, edify the body, and glorify the Most High. I got the faithful Brew Amnon in the building.
Shalom, family.
Faithful brother, 10 toes down in this walk.
Hallelujah.
With your eye. With that, I'm going to turn it over to my eye.
Shabbat shalom, family. Happy Sabbath. All the greetings. We're gonna deal with we're still dealing with a little history, Hebrew history.
That's right.
You know, they got the little Hebrew Black History Month, but we're gonna keep it going.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it rolling.
We're gonna keep it rolling. We're gonna deal with a little history tonight. We're gonna do part one. There's a 2-part lesson, a 2-part history lesson. We're gonna deal with 70 AD, the fall or destruction of the Israelites, temple and holy city, part one.
Okay.
Because you know, we always go through Deuteronomy 28. We always talk about the slave ship. You know, we come over here every now and then. You hear somebody deal with, you know, the destruction of Jerusalem. 7 AD they fell, and we was carted off to captivity, whatever.
Right.
But a lot of them don't get into the
That's
details. Yeah, who was all involved? We know Titus was involved. We're gonna show you as a brother involved too.
Always.
You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna show you also in this history lesson, all Israelites were carted off in captivity. But we're gonna show you how when they fell, and a lot of them was in Jerusalem, was carted off in captivity with the help of some of our bootlicking brothers.
Come on now.
And we're gonna see where in the history where some was on the other side in the army, they when they joined themselves over to Israel because they thought, hey, it was a Messiah come. I read that. It shocked me.
Right.
We're gonna read that.
Come on now. Okay.
Yes, sir. We're gonna try to piece this thing together. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go on Deuteronomy and Leviticus and line this stuff up what happened in 7 AD, because a lot of stuff in Deuteronomy 28 is pointing right towards 7 AD. And then the history of 7 AD actually started in the year 66 and then worked its way on down. That's when they closed the deal on it. So without over talking it, we're gonna open up with Psalms.
Okay.
We're gonna just open up with Psalms chapter 1. Let me post that in the room. We're gonna open up with Psalms chapter 1 to get this lesson going. Hopefully we won't be long-winded tonight, but we're gonna get it in.
Come on, brother. Let's take your time.
We're gonna walk this thing down.
Yes,
we ain't in no rush.
No.
We got all day today.
All day tomorrow.
All day tomorrow. We got 24, baby.
That's it.
But anyway, opening Psalms chapter 1. We're gonna read it in its entirety. When you get it, my brother, go ahead and read.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the Torah, the law of Yahweh. And in his law doth he meditate day and night. He shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither. And whatsoever he doeth shall prosper.
Hallelujah.
The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the Zadik, the righteous.
That's right.
For Yahweh knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish.
And that's a fact.
Hallelujah.
All praise to the Elohim, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
That's
Let's
right.
get into this lesson. Let's start this off. In Deuteronomy, we're going to read some scriptures in Deuteronomy. We want you to keep these scriptures in mind because we're going to revisit them tomorrow.
Okay.
We just laying a little groundwork.
I got you.
Just laying a little groundwork for the class tomorrow. So Deuteronomy 28, we always go there. You know, when we talk about slavery, where we always trying to wake our people up. This is the go-to chapter right here. And we're going to read a few verses. It's posted up in the room. We're going to start off verse 25. When you get it, my brother, go ahead and read.
Yahweh shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemy. Thou shalt go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them.
Keep that in mind because Messiah told the disciples what was going down and what they needed to do. But go ahead and read.
And shall be removed, not migrate, removed into all the kingdoms of the earth.
Now, this right here is dealing with this. You can find this in Leviticus 26 chapter. The same thing. But it was pointing towards 7 AD. But go ahead and read.
And thy carcass shall be meat unto all the fowls of the air,
And it sure was. Go ahead.
and unto the beasts of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And no man shall fray them away.
Because we're going to show you in history, man, it was so many dead bodies, it was unbelievable, bro.
Mm.
Blood was running everywhere.
Mm.
Skip down to verse 41. What did it say?
Thou shalt beget sons and daughters,
Mm-hmm.
but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity.
Hey, we're going to show you in the history, too. It's around 7 AD.
Mm-hmm.
They said, look here, them young folks that was under 17 years old, we're going to set them off.
Mm.
See, a lot of us thinking that it happened when they put them on the transatlantic slave trade. No, this happened way back where it all started.
Mm-hmm.
Let's skip down to verse 49 and go ahead.
And Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle fly.
That's right.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
And that's is true. And this nation did come from afar.
Mm-hmm.
And matter of fact, this same nation had some interpreters to talk to the people.
Come on now.
That was in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Because they didn't know the language.
That's right.
But go ahead and read.
A nation of fierce countenance,
Mm-hmm.
which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
We see these people with these faces now, don't we?
Man, they fierce, boy, fierce.
Yes, sir.
And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle,
Mm-hmm.
and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kind, or flocks of thy sheep, until they have destroyed thee.
Man, they came through there. When they sacked Jerusalem, they
took everything.
stripped everything.
Mm.
Just like a tornado come through there, wipe everything out of there. And all of you see is just a foundation. Like, I know, you think it's a vacant lot or something.
Right.
That's how these jokers left Jerusalem. But go ahead and read.
52.
Mm-hmm.
And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates.
Yes, sir.
Until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustest throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which Yahweh thy Elohim has given thee.
Well, this doesn't sound good, huh?
No, brother.
So he gonna besiege you within your gates because they trusted in their city.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead and read.
And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, and the flesh of thy bocks and thy bonds, which the Lord thy God hath given thee, in the siege and in the straitness, wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee.
We're gonna read a little bit of that tomorrow. But they did do that. But go ahead and read.
So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward his wife, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave, so that he will not give any of them of the flesh of his children, whom he shall eat.
Boy, he did some eating too, huh? Go ahead.
Because he had nothing left in the siege.
Yes, sir.
And in the straitness wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in all thy gates.
Boy, I'm telling you, when we read this history on this siege, boy, it was terrible.
That's right.
So when we, like I said, when we get into it, you got to put your mind. We read through there, read the history of it. You just got to put your mind in that place. Boy, it's terrible, brother. Go ahead and read.
The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness. Her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her bond, and toward her body. So people turning on each other during the siege. Yes, sir. But go ahead and read. And toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children when she shall bear. For she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege. That's right. And straitness, wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. Yes, sir. Skip down to 62 and go ahead and we'll finish this out. All right. And ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of the Shamaim for multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of Yahweh thy Elohim. Boy, that's going on today, ain't it? Yep. Right now. Same problem. And it's been written what? Long time ago. Thousands. So go ahead. And it shall come to pass that Yahweh rejoice as Yahweh rejoice over you to do you good and to multiply you. So Yahweh will rejoice over you to destroy you.
Oh, so he gonna rejoice to
Yes,
destroy.
sir.
Man, we about to suck that in. About to suck that in.
And to bring you to naught. And ye shall be plucked off the land whither thou goest to possess it.
Yes, sir.
And Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth, even unto the other. And thou shalt serve other idols, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
That's right.
And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But Yahweh shall give thee a trembling of heart, and a failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind.
But we see a lot of that, don't we?
All
day long on your job, in your family, in your assemblies, walking down the street, going to the grocery store, the gas station, everywhere. But go ahead.
And thy light shall hang down before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and thou shalt have none assurance.
That's right.
Of thy life. In the morning thou shalt say, with Yah it will even, and at even thou shalt say, with Yah it will mourn. For the fear of thine heart, thy lamb, wherewith thou shalt fear.
Yes, sir.
For the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. And Yahweh shall bring thee into Mitzrayim again with ships, the house of bondage.
Yes,
with
sir.
ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there shall you be sold unto your enemies.
No, the friends.
Enemies.
Yes, sir.
For bondmen and bondwomen. And no man shall buy you.
That's right. A lot of us, like what I always said, some folks saying they don't have any enemies. But what the book say?
I can't tell.
The same one read out of this book.
Yeah.
What the book say?
Yeah.
The book said we got enemies.
He said you got enemies.
That's right. Let's go to Leviticus 26.
All right.
Let's go back. Flip back to Leviticus 26. We're just reading the warnings. See, these are the same warnings that they had in 70, well before 70 AD. All generations, when they went into Babylon, you know what I'm saying? All through the generation had the same warning right here.
So did.
When they messed up, hey, but we just got the bad income, man. We in one of the worst captivities of all captivities. Yeah. But these people are something else with themselves.
He said this beast couldn't even have a name for this beast.
That's right. I had 28 right here. Leviticus 26. We're going to read a few in there. Leviticus 26 and pick it up at 29.
All right. And ye shall eat the flesh of your sons and of your daughters shall ye eat. And I will destroy your high places and cut down your images and cast your carcasses upon the carcasses of your idols. And my soul, my nefesh, shall abhor you.
Man, we're going to read every bit. We're going to read the history of it, and we're going to pinpoint play by play this happened. But go ahead.
I will make your cities waste and bring your sanctuaries unto desolation.
And he's good with that, but go ahead.
I will not smell the savor of your sweet oil. I will bring the land into desolation. And your enemies which dwell therein shall be astonished at it.
That's right, because when they were looking around at the city, and they were like, man, look, tear the walls down, but man, leave something, man, because they was in all like, man, it
was beautiful.
Man, so man, this ain't in the whole creation. Nobody had a place fortified like this. Nope. Man, these Israelites, man. So they had to leave something to show folk, man, look what the guy said. Hey, man, the Lord was on our side for us to do this right here.
Yeah.
And we're going to read that to you. Go ahead.
Verse 33. And I will scatter you among the heathen.
Now the heathen going to scatter us among the heathen.
And I will scatter you among the heathen.
That's right.
And I will draw out the sword after you. And your land shall be desolate, and your cities waste.
So who sent them down there? Started at 66 AD, and they finished the deal in 7 AD.
Wow.
That's right. But go ahead and read.
34. Then shall the land enjoy her sadness. As long as it lie desolate, and ye be in your enemy's land,
Mm-hmm.
even the land shall rest and enjoy her Shabbat.
Look here, as long as y'all gone, I can get some rest.
Mm-hmm.
The land can rest as long as you're not around Israel with your idolatry.
Come on, man.
That's just like a person, man, in your house. You be glad when they gone, you get you some rest, and here
Right.
they come. You know, as long as they're
Right.
gone, you good.
Yeah.
When you got that bad seed coming back, okay, here's the peace break.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Let's go and look at it again. Let's go to Ezekiel 6. Because there was some false prophets in the land. Hey, man, the false prophet had them folks there, man. They should have been there. But we're going to read where Messiah told them, hey, y'all need to get up. When y'all see this stuff go down, y'all need to get going. But the false prophet said, nah, we're going to stay here. You know.
Okay. And now listen to him.
But we had to keep the Passover. He said, look, when you see this right here happen, you need to get away from here.
You better get to running.
Ezekiel chapter 6. And we'll read verse 1 through 14. You get it, my brother? Go ahead and read.
You said chapter 6, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face toward the mountains of Israel, and prophesy against them, and say, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of Yahweh. Thus saith Yahweh, without power to the mountains, and to the hills, to the rivers, and to the valleys. Behold, even I, will bring a sword upon you.
Yes, sir.
And I will destroy your high places. And your altars shall be desolate. Your images shall be broken. And I will cast down your slain men before your idols.
That's right.
And I will lay the dead carcasses of the children of Israel before your idols. And I will scatter your bones round about your altar.
Hey, we're going to read that. Boy, he had them stacked so high, man. Woo!
There was some killing going on
man,
there,
there was
bro.
some killing going on
There
there.
was some serious killing going on.
And some folk tried to talk the way out of it. But he said, no.
Ain't no,
all of that right there.
The word ain't going forward.
It already passed. I can't pardon you.
That's it. The word went forward.
See, you should have listened to Messiah, his prophets on. You should have been in this city.
That Luke 21.
See, he didn't know what he was saying to him. He was saying, look here, man, I got to follow rules of war.
That's it.
You know what he told him, Joker? We're going to read it tomorrow. You better fight the best way you can to save your life. But we about to get it in.
Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee.
What you going to say to somebody like that?
Man, you can't say nothing to nobody. This mind is fixed.
I come to kill. The most I put it in their spirit. This is what I come to do.
His mind fixed.
That's it.
His mind fixed on destruction.
We're going to read it tomorrow, but go ahead and read.
Verse 5.
Yes, sir.
And I will lay the dead carcasses of the children of Israel before the idols. And I will scatter your bones round about your altar.
Yes, sir.
In all your dwelling places, the city shall be laid waste, and the high places shall be desolate, that your altars may be laid waste and made desolate, your idols may be broken and cease, and your images may be cut down, and your works may be abolished.
Yes, sir.
And the slain shall fall in the midst of you, and ye shall know that I am the Elohim. Yet I will leave a remnant, that they may have some that shall escape the sword among the nations, when ye shall be scattered through the countries. And they that escape of you, shall remember me among the nations, whether they shall be carried captives, because I am broken with their whorish heart, which has departed from me, and with their eyes which go a whoring after their eye.
Because, man, they had all kind of wickedness going on in Jerusalem. The Israelites. He said, I will get you. And he got him too, but go ahead.
And with their eyes which go a whoring after their idols, and they shall loathe themselves for the evils which they have committed in all their abominations. And they shall know that I am Yahweh, and that I have not said in vain that I would do this evil unto them. Thus said Yahweh Elohim, smite with thy hand, and stamp with thy foot, and say, alas, for all the evil abominations of the house of Israel, for they shall fall by the sword, by the famine and by the pestilence.
Okay, family, keep that in mind because, like I said, we're gonna read the same thing in this history. He sure put it on. Everything that came out of his mouth, it happened. But we just don't understand because we don't read the history, the magnitude of all this stuff was going on. But go ahead.
He that is afar off shall die of the pestilence, and he that is near shall fall by the sword.
So it don't matter if you stayed in there or you call yourself escaping.
Right.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Nah, he gonna get you.
I'm gonna get you too. I'll get you with the pestilence, but right now they're gonna fall by the edge of the sword. Because I told them that they're gonna fall by the edge of the sword.
Brother.
You can't get out of this thing. But go ahead, brother.
And he that remaineth is besieged shall die by the famine. Thus I will accomplish my fury upon them. Then shall ye know that I am Yahweh. When their slain men shall be among their idols round about their altars, upon every high hill, in all the tops of the mountains, and under every green tree.
Yes, sir.
And under every thick oak, the place where they did offer sweet savor to all their idols. So I will stretch out my hand upon them.
Yes, sir.
And make the land desolate. Yea, more desolate than a wilderness toward Diblah in all their habitations. And they shall know that I am Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh.
That's right. That's right. Now let's get into the little history of it.
All right.
The first article we're going to deal with is from a Wikipedia article, Siege of Jerusalem. Let me pull it up in the room. Pull it up, yeah. Let's get this thing. We're going to start off on that. See what it let me do. Yes, sir. Yeah. All right, fam. Let me share this with you. Man, I'm being goofy, man. There we go. They done changed the platform on here.
Yeah.
They done changed, moved stuff around and got me discombobulated. Okay. All right. There we go.
It ain't popped up over here. You got a little delay. That's all. Got a little delay.
I'm using this Wikipedia article because it's gonna what it is instead of reading all of it, we're gonna read most of it on tomorrow because we're gonna read out of the Josephus, the essential writings, right? So we're just getting a little taste of what we're gonna be dealing with for the class on tomorrow's Most High's will. The siege of Jerusalem, 70 CE or 70 AD. I hope everybody was able to see that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get by this a little bit closer. I can read this joint. All right. Let me know when you're ready. Hebrew.
Okay, brother. Siege of Jerusalem. Go ahead and read.
All right. Again, it's a Wikipedia article on the siege of Jerusalem. The siege of Jerusalem in the year 70 CE was the divisive event of the first Jewish-Roman war, in which the Roman army captured the city of Jerusalem and destroyed both city and its temple. The Roman army led by the future emperor Titus.
Okay, this guy here, I'm just gonna click on this. And Titus, we know that he headed up the whole massacre. Put it that way, the conquering and everything. Roman emperor in 79, he became emperor in 79 to 81. Member of the Flavian dynasty. Titus succeeded his father Vespasian upon his death. That's all we're gonna deal with him, but we're gonna deal with this next guy. But go ahead and read.
With Tiberius Julius Alexander as the second in command, besieged and conquered the city of Jerusalem.
Now we're gonna come back and revisit. We're gonna get a little jacket on this guy, Tiberius Alexander. We're gonna work on him and then we're gonna continue on. But go ahead and read.
I got a little blockage right here. It got a delay on this side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when you was hovering over there, I'm just waiting on it to drop off. There we go. Besieged and conquered the city of Jerusalem, which had been controlled by the Judean rebel factions since 66 CE following the Jerusalem rise of 66, with the Judean provisional government was formed in Jerusalem.
Okay. Now, it said that Jerusalem was seized in 70 CE, right?
Mm-hmm.
With Titus and Tiberius, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's deal with this guy right here. I'm gonna pull this down and I'm gonna bring up the other. Let me take this down. I want to share something with you about this guy. And this right here is history because this guy right here, he is also an Israelite. This guy's an Israelite. And there we go. I hope the family can see that. Let me see, can I stretch it out a little bit more? See, when we do history and everything, we see that we got somebody from another nation, Titus, right? He is a Roman of Romans, right?
Right.
But we have Tiberius Julius Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
He is an Israelite.
Yep.
But we're going to run a jacket on this dude because we see this type of stuff goes on in America. Hey, man, this is a cold brother here. This is a cold-hearted brother right here.
Bootleg.
He has a whole total different mindset.
Sell out.
When you said a person is completely Hellenized,
right.
Just like you get David Clark. A lot of people don't know that guy. He's a sheriff.
I know you're talking about.
Kill Walker.
Yeah.
He would be one of these jokers right here.
Yes, sir. Sure would.
Do not like his own people.
Nope.
All I want to do is hang around the other nation.
Be like the other nation.
Marry the other nation.
Mm-hmm.
Wear my cowboy hat.
Yeah.
And dog y'all out.
Yep.
Just like somebody else we know, he's sitting in jail now.
Yeah.
And he realized I'm a nigga. Excuse my language, y'all. He realized that you to play with these folks.
Yeah.
He called himself Bill Cosby.
Yeah. He was the prototypical dad of the whole America back in the day.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to be like Bill Cosby. Yeah. Everybody wanted to grow up and do their thing like Bill Cosby.
Mm-hmm.
He was the dad of dads.
Yes, sir.
You see what they did to him.
Mm-hmm. And he realized at the end of the day,
I'm still one of y'all.
I'm one of y'all. At the end of the day.
And they doing it to him in his waning years, bro.
Yeah. Now, this is an article, a paper written by Marissa Ellen
James.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
She's a historian. She deals with she was an English teacher. I'm trying to remember the background on her, and she deals with some type. I forget the literature that
it's rabbinic. It's a rabbinic paper. It's like she did with the rabbis.
Right. She dealt with them and everything. So and she just broke down all the information. She just cramped it in this article right here, this paper right here. So we're gonna read this right here. You can still go and do a fact check. It's still gonna line up the same thing. She just took the most important thing and put it in this paper, then to read all this other stuff that was going on. But anyway, go ahead, brother, when you get it.
Excuse me. It's titled "The Jew Who Pulled Down the Wall." Tiberius Julius, between Alexandria and Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
In 70 CE, when Titus' army destroyed Jerusalem and the Second Temple, we assume that the Jews of the Yahudim were collectively experiencing the greatest trauma of their history at the hands of the Romans. After all, the Jewish groups then in Judea depended on the temple as the center of their religious practice, and intense infighting among the Jewish leaders was only halted by the presence of nearly a dozen Roman legions immediately outside the Jerusalem wall.
So the leaders couldn't even get along.
Mm-mm.
Boy, that sounds like today.
Just like today, bro.
You're going to fight and bicker among us, so we know, hey, man, you know this is our people.
Right.
But go ahead and read it.
But the scene is more complex than the Roman against the Jew.
Mm-hmm.
For not everyone inside the walls was only Jewish. Not everyone outside the walls was only Roman.
We're going to explain that. Because you read this, you'll think, okay, so there was some Romans over there in the wall on the other side with the Jewish people. So in other words, you'll think they mixed together.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to explain. We talk about a mindset, people.
That's right.
We're gonna talk about mindset, but go ahead and read.
The relationship between Rome and Jerusalem was complicated by the fact that a Roman could be Jewish and a Jew could be Roman.
Now, you read that, that's where your corner man gonna go. But we talking about mindset. We talking about according to the mind.
That's
man.
right.
Go ahead and read.
And so too were the Jews outside the walls of and Romans within when Jerusalem was destroyed.
Oh, well, go ahead and read.
During the siege, a small number of Roman soldiers had gone over to the Jewish side.
Oh, why did they go over there?
Mm.
Do I need to go up?
Yeah.
Okay, let me go on up.
Convinced perhaps that the El was on their side, or that some kind of messianic time was approaching.
Oh, so that's why they went over there. So
they thought it was time.
They thought it was time. Who are these soldiers? These was Israelites in the Roman army. And when they went to find out, hey, because you know what? Somebody told them that it was time. We gonna read, like I said, we're gonna read it in the book. It was some false prophets though.
That's right.
But go ahead and read.
While long before the siege began, Jews had been participating actively in the Roman Empire with varied results. One of these was Tiberius Julius Alexander, the nephew of Philo. I did not know that. Tiberius was born to a wealthy aristocratic Jewish family in Alexandria, Egypt, which rose to high status in the Roman Empire without ceasing to be Jewish. So they were still practicing Judaism.
Right. His father now.
See, Philo was in the pseudo prison.
Yeah.
And this is his nephew.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Y'all, we getting somewhere now.
Yes, sir.
There is very little surviving material that directly takes to Tiberius Alexander. Relates to Tiberius Alexander. But what there is tells us much about how various Roman and or Jewish contemporaries viewed this son of the Alexandrian Jewish nobility who worked his way up through the Roman ranks to become Titus's second in command.
So they were saying, man, this is not an easy thing to do.
He's second in command behind Titus.
Yeah.
Boy, he bootlickers, boy.
Worked his way up.
Yeah. He worked his way up, all right.
That's right.
I'm waiting on this. I got it. He's second in command behind Titus.
Man.
Israelite.
Yes, sir.
Against his nation. Sound familiar to me. All right, second page. According to several sources, Tiberius himself did not continue in any Jewish practices.
Oh.
The Roman historian Tacitus ignores Tiberius's Jewishness throughout his writings, describing him only as an Alexandrian.
Now, this Tacitus, he's another historian documenting stuff too. So he documented the same thing, but go ahead.
Other writers have judged his defection from Judaism harshly. Typically of this style is the following modern description. Sadly for Philo, the wealth, status, and renown of his family made him susceptible to assimilation. Philo's nephew, Tiberius Julius Alexander, renounced Judaism. He became perfect. He became perfect. Prefect of Judea, and later governor of Egypt.
Let's let it move up on it.
Okay. He was one of the Roman generals who ruthlessly suppressed the Jewish rebellion.
Oh, really?
This man showed no fraternal feelings at all for his ancestral people.
Boy, that's a cold brother there. Cold-hearted living.
Sorry, Joker boy. Even more academically minded historians, there is a tendency to use language which attributes motives to Tiberius. Murphy calls Tiberius thoroughly Hellenized.
Well, he all in, ain't he?
He all in, man. Completely brainwashed.
Man, man, you got a lot, man. You think about some of the people in this world today. You got your actors.
Oh, they thoroughly Hellenized.
You know what I'm saying?
You see him with the Gentile women.
Yeah.
You see him with Gentiles, nobody but Gentiles around.
Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying? They thoroughly Hellenized, thoroughly brainwashed.
It's a lot of Israelites.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
You see all these football, basketball players. You don't see them around
I'm
us.
talking about the Hebrew.
Oh,
camp.
man, you know what?
Just keeping it 100.
Man, keep it 100. Man, you ain't lying about that, bro.
Thoroughly Hellenized.
Rather than one who was thoroughly absorbed into Roman society and politics, Peter Schaeffer writes that he had abandoned Judaism and made his career in the Roman service, when it is not clear if these were contradictory desires. Jewish historians then and now simply do not seem to know what to do with Tiberius Julius Alexander. I know what to do with him.
Put a boot.
Yeah. With the result that they either disparage him as near heretical or better, ignore him entirely. The painful complexity of a Jew who helped to destroy the temple is swept aside.
Boy, this man helped to destroy the temple. So it sounds like he had, like you said, man, he didn't have any fraternal feeling towards his ancestral people anyway. Say, hell, they was a thing here.
No, he was loyal to Rome.
Yeah.
Unless he becomes useful as a warning. Stay too long in the flesh pots of Egypt, and your children too will turn against their traditions.
So you keep hanging around these heathens, man, and you keep feeding them that same old food as that. Hey, they're gonna be just like them.
Hey, man, the book say evil speech corrupts good manners.
That's right. That's right, bro.
He said, don't go with a multitude to do evil.
That's right.
And in this reduction of Tiberius to either a footnote or a warning, we lose the story of an individual whose complex identity should be familiar to those of us in the contemporary Jewish world.
Now let's get into this next page. Let me see where I want to pick it. I got paragraph. I think I want to. Yeah, we got to read this. We got to read this.
All right.
Because it's going to get into, it's going to connect them with somebody. Because I got to read this. We're going to make some connections.
Okay.
Because this connection is going to be connected always in the New Testament. But go ahead and read.
I'm waiting for it.
Okay, that's right.
We're going to roll with it, brother. It's getting interesting now.
Yeah, we got 2 different pages going, people. So we got to delay on one. So bear with us.
All right. The conditions under which the Jews lived in Alexandria in the early part of the 1st century CE were good. As we learn from the writings of Philo,
yes, sir.
I'm telling you, Philo with his student picture. Writings of Philo's family was wealthy, and Jews could achieve high positions in the Roman Empire with their loyalty being questioned. Without their loyalty being questioned, I'm sorry.
So they weren't worried about their loyalty being questioned. They just know that they get the job done. And then it's just like today. A lot of these folks ain't got to worry about your loyalty. All they got to do is hear your speech.
Right.
All they got to do is look at you and then let you know if they loyal or not.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It's the way you work, how you dress, how you talk, how you treat each other. They can look at us and say, yeah, they don't even hate each other. They loyal over here. You know, they still keeping these holidays.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, they still in the flesh pot.
That's it.
Same old thing. But go ahead, bro.
Tiberius Alexander was born about AD 14 through 16 in Alexandria. His father, Alexander the Albach, the brother of Philo, was one of the richest men in Alexandria and one of the most influential personages of the Jewish community there.
So they now
they big ball.
Yeah, but see, American history saying that, you know, we're a bunch of monkeys in Africa walking around with, you know, monkey
bones and stuff, and I know
monkey boo boo on their hand and stuff. But that is not saying here these folks was wealthy.
Yeah.
But go ahead and read.
There is strong evidence of the family's Jewish identity and practices, not only in Philo's writings, but in also in records which show that Tiberius, his father, was famous for his gift of gilded gates to the Jerusalem temple.
Okay, now I'm gonna move this up a little bit so we can eat a little bit more. But hey, his father financing the temple. So he must have some,
Had some cash, man.
He cared about the temple. Go ahead.
Indicating that he was concerned about the maintenance of the temple, whether or not he actively participated in the kind of worship that went on within it. Also, Tiberius's brother had been married to Agrippa's daughter, King Agrippa, the Jewish princess Berenice, around 41 CE, despite the fact that the marriage only lasted 2 years until his death. This indicates a strong connection with the Herodian dynasty.
With the what?
Edomites.
Let's look at it. Okay, stop right here. Let me put this down. We coming back. Let's look at these Edomites. Let's look at this Herodian dynasty.
Yeah.
Let's look at it. Herodian. It said the Herodian dynasty, right?
That's right. That's right. Where Herod came from.
That's right. We're going to let it pop up on the other screen, and then we're going to go ahead and do a little eating. That thing sure slow over there.
Yeah, it got a little delay on this side. Got a little delay over here, brother.
All right.
All right. This article is about the Hellenistic Jewish sect for the dynasty related to Herod the Great. See Herodian dynasty.
Read that in that right there.
Right here. The Herodian dynasty was a royal dynasty of the Idumean or Edomite descent, ruling the Herodian kingdom and later the Herodian tetrarchy as a vassal state of the Roman Empire. The Herodian dynasty began with Herod the Great, who assumed the throne of Judea with Roman support.
Okay, so we know that the Herodian dynasty are the Edomites. Let's go. That's right. Read this first. Read this first sentence. Then we're gonna go and hit
first
a couple
paragraph.
That first paragraph.
Where it says the
Herodians.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Herodians were a sect of Hellenistic Jews mentioned in the New Testament on 2 occasions. First in Galilee, later in Jerusalem, being hostile to Yeshua.
Okay, now it said they are Hellenistic Jews, right? Let's go to Mark. Right. Let's go to Mark chapter 3. All right. Let's keep it right quick. These are Hellenistic Jews.
But really the Edomites.
In the Edomite dynasty.
You said what Mark?
Let's go Mark chapter 3. We'll read 1 verse 6. Mark chapter 3. Let's see what the Herodians was up to. Mark 3 and verse 6.
All right.
We're going to just read 1 verse.
And the Pharisees went forward and straightway took counsel with the Herodians against him.
Against who? Messiah. Yeshua HaMashiach.
That's right.
Jesus the Christ.
That's
go
right.
ahead.
How they might destroy him.
They said how they might destroy him. Let's go and look at another one. Let's go to, let me look at this right quick. They wanted to destroy him. Let me look at this right quick. These jokers on one accord. They didn't get along to a certain extent, but hey, they was on one accord. We don't like Christ.
That's right.
Let me look at something right quick. Yeah, let's go to Matthew chapter 22. Matthew chapter 22, y'all.
All right.
Let me take this down because I'm done with that.
Okay.
Matthew chapter 22, and we're going to read. Yeah, we're going to start at verse 15. And we're going to read 15 through 22 because they were trying to trip them up.
Right.
So they all in Hellenistic Jews. Hey, they all in with the empire, right? Because Herod Empire is connected to Caesar, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Vassal state.
Now we just getting a little jacket on the Heronians. Go ahead and read.
Matthew the 22, verse 15, and I'll read. Then went the Pharisees and took counsel how they might entangle him in his talk.
Okay, they dealing with Messiah again. Go ahead.
And they sent out unto him their disciples with the Herodians, saying, Master, we know that thou art true, and thou teachest the way of Yahweh in truth. Neither carest thou for any man.
That's right, because these Heronians, man, they were man worship. They worship Caesar. But they got that right, but go ahead.
For thou regardest not the person of men.
That's right.
Tell us therefore, what thinkest thou? Is it lawful to give tribute unto Caesar or not? But Yeshua perceived their wickedness and said, Why tempt ye me, ye hypocrites? Show me the tribute money. And they brought unto him a penny. And he said unto them, Whose image and subscription? And they said unto him, Caesar's. Then said he unto them, Render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's.
Well, they love to hear that, ain't But go ahead.
And unto Yahweh the things that are Yah.
They probably didn't want to hear that, but go ahead.
When they heard these words, they marveled and left him and went their way.
That's right, because he checked that.
That's right.
He checked that. Now, let's get back to, let's put this down and put the other one up. Let's finish. Now, this guy here, family had ties or connection with the Heronian dynasty. And they had a dynasty, they had something set up in Judea.
Yeah.
So we already know that Herod had this thing set up.
Yeah.
But go ahead and read. Let me pull up.
I'm waiting on that to come up over here.
No, okay. So when you start connecting, now you seeing what kind of mindset this dude in. And you start making connections.
Bootlicker.
You can start making connections with some of these people, or these so-called influential people, or whatever you want to call it. Hell, I don't know what y'all call these people. Be honest with you. I don't be around, so hell, I don't know.
Right. All right, back on the Tiberius.
Yes, sir.
Tiberius Alexander grew up in two overlapping worlds.
Now listen now, two overlapping worlds now. These two different worlds. Because I heard a brother talking about the world. Anyway, we'll get on that later on. But these are two different overlapping worlds. But go ahead.
His family publicly expressed its Jewishness through religious and philosophical writings, financial contributions to the temple, and marriages with other prominent Jews, while achieving power and influence in the empire under which it lived.
So they try to deal with the life of an Israelite, and then try to stay up under this this Roman,
trying to rise up
on this end. So they kind of in between two different worlds. I'm trying to live over in this world, but this world of Judaism is really interfering with this world over here for me being a good Roman and rising up to the top. Does that make sense?
That's right.
But go ahead and read.
This may seem like a contradictory set of accomplishments, given that the Roman Empire officially worshiped the emperor.
That's why he made a statement with Messiah. He said, "We know that you don't worship.
You don't do no man pleasing."
That's right. Go ahead.
But the emperors who understood that this would interfere with the ability of the Jews to be good Roman citizens, therefore did not press the issue. Philo's text gives us good sense of the Jewish community. In Alexandria of his time, he wrote that the Yahudim in his native city had attitudes toward Jewish law ranging from careful adherence to complete apathy. And yet, all of them were Jews, at least as far as Philo was concerned. And none are said to have suffered the penalties for their disbelief in practical neglect.
So they weren't even accountable for their action. They weren't even trying to deal with it. It's like today. They ain't pressing no issue, man. Yeah, they can abandon it all they want to. What the Romans care about you practicing your religion?
As long as you don't get them no status.
That's it. They don't care nothing about that.
And see, that was the whole setup That was the whole setup with Herod to keep. Herod was like they watchdog. Herod dealt. That's like when when they were taking Yeshua back and forth between the Sanhedrin and what I can't remember the Roman dude that was over there. What's his name? Pontius Pilate.
Right.
So they had a little setup where, hey man, long as they deal with their religion, don't mess with them. But they got. We're gonna tax them now. But long as them little spiritual uprisings, we'll let y'all deal with it. Y'all squash that, keep that down. See, that's why they killed John. See what I'm saying? Because John was rising the people up, getting ready for Yeshua.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? So they kept their little vassal state. They had Pontius Pilate watching Herod, Herod watching the priest, and the Pharisees were watching everybody else.
But you know what? The whole thing about it, it's just like what they call it, the zealot, not the zealot. They was rising up the people. So they said, man, these people are a problem. So if you look at the zealots, it's kind of like your Black Panther Party, Nate Turner. They don't never want you to be there.
No.
That's why they had a problem. That's why I said, man, we got to get that rule because our government, they taking control of the government.
It's a jeopardy. That's why they call Yeshua a revolutionary.
Hey, we don't find in the writings, Messiah didn't deal with none of them. He ain't nothing deal with the government. That's why he was checking them jokers about that. Man, ain't no man word. That's y'all stuff.
That's it.
See, he had no problem giving them their money.
No.
Because it was given to them hey man, he knew, hell, he the one who put them in the spot.
That's right.
They didn't know that, but
right.
So we should be in the same mindset. A lot of jokers will be one. Man, we ain't gonna pay no tax. We gotta pay no tax. Man, get this man his money before he crack your damn head.
That's right. Hey, you rent under the season with he. And why y'all these jokers I can get up? Well, I ain't gonna get no rent. But these Moors talking about they ain't got to pay no taxes and end up going to jail. Hey man. He said, man, put your neck up under this yoke. Anybody don't put their neck up under this yoke, I'm bringing the hammer.
Just like the young girl trying to pull that squatting crap.
Right. She was one of them. She was one of them.
And then they put a $2 million bond on them.
I'm trying to tell you now.
These people let you know. Don't you ever come around here talking about that mess. A $2 million bond because you was squatting in the house.
Yeah, bro. Because they say they ain't part of the government, but here's the deal. Yeshua, I mean, they told you back in Jeremiah when this kingdom was gonna come. He said, man, you better put your neck up under this yoke. Build ye house. Marry, he said, but you better do what these people tell you to do, or I'm bringing a hammer on.
And seek peace of the city.
And seek the peace of the city, man.
Because you're going to be right there.
He said, I'm bringing the hammer.
Yes, sir.
So that was really, and then when the priest was telling them, man, don't y'all do it. He said, man, don't y'all listen to them.
That's right. That's right, man.
Don't y'all listen to them. Yeah.
But man, I'm telling you something. Hey, like I said, we're going to slow it down and start peeping everything out.
There you go.
You're going to be like,
I mean,
no. Hey, man, all praises, brother. And we see this stuff, but we don't pay. The history is here.
Right.
We got to go back and look and see what's going on. And then you can see, okay, I see why they got rid of Malcolm X. They don't ever want another Nat Turner thing pop off. You know what I'm saying? When you go back and do the history here, always been like that. And their whole thing was go against the government. It's just like today, we start rising up, telling people, hey man, don't take that shot. See, this COVID shot stuff not going too well like they want.
Nah.
So you put this information out there, they want to block the channel. They want to throw you in Facebook jail and all that other stuff.
Same way like we did the thing, man. The FBI said there will never be another black Messiah unless we create one. You know what I'm saying? That's why Brother Malcolm told you, man, beware these Negroes they put up on the pedestal.
That's right.
They got their hand up their rear and working the puppeteer thing.
And Obama wasn't it.
No. They had their hand up his rear end. He wasn't even Israelite, let alone, but they still had their hand up his rear end.
Joe was so desperate. They talking about Bill Clinton was the first black. Man, our people are foolish, man.
We fool. We silent. We silent, bro. We see it all the time too.
So but you know what? We
don't
even
keep repeating itself.
Yeah, we got to go into history and say, man, you know what, man? Damn, they were doing this way back then.
Yeah. They just follow the playbook. It's a playbook, bro.
That's it.
They follow the playbook. They follow the playbook from Egypt. They've been trying to kill all the black males since day one.
That's right.
Didn't Herod follow that same playbook?
That's it.
Herod said, hey, man, go find this baby, man. I'm finding out so I can go work. He want to kill him.
That's right.
Same playbook they've been playing.
Ain't going to be no Messiah saving the people.
Nah.
So when we go and tell people that, hey, our side come back to save us, people got problems.
Yeah.
Brother had a problem last night. But I'm digressing on that, though. I want to get at it so bad, but I got to stay focused on this lesson here, man.
Yeah.
But I'm going to leave that alone, T-Boogie. Where are we, brother? Despite.
Where we at? I lost my spot, too. We were at Tiberius.
At the
where
top.
we at the top. Okay.
Yes,
despite knowing nothing specifically about Tiberius Julius' upbringing, we can infer that he had some Jewish education.
Some.
If informally, from his family and his later accomplishments, make it likely that he had also a solid education in Greek and Latin history and rhetoric.
Mm-hmm.
Tiberius Julius likely decided early to aim for a political career, knowing that he had the ability to be upwardly mobile at a time when Jewishness was not necessarily considered a handicap.
Mm-hmm.
So he using the fact that he's a Jew to rise in the ranks.
Mm-hmm.
However, while Philo rose to prominence at a time when things were comparatively good for the Jews of Alexandria, and the Roman Empire a generation later, Tiberius Julius began his career shortly after witnessing his uncle's unsuccessful attempts to prevent a pogrom against the Jews of Alexandria. And it was perhaps becoming true that Jews could only achieve the highest roles in society if they ceased to publicly practice their Judaism.
There it is. Like Nick Cannon.
Oh, come on, man.
I was just playing.
Man.
You know, I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
You know what? Because they were going to snatch the drawers off that Negro.
They take all his money.
They probably, boy.
They take all his money. Now that joke is Seal. He right back there on that show, Seal clap.
That's right.
These jokes sell out bootlickers.
Tiffany Haddish. She knows she was brought up.
Yeah, I saw the interview. She was brought up.
She tried to say something every now and then. She keep her mouth closed.
Say when you see everywhere she go now, they got her little handler, the little midget man, Kevin Hart.
Yeah,
sell out.
And we don't
cross-dress.
Man, we don't. Joker don't even consider these things, man.
Everywhere she go now, she got him with it. He kind of keep on the hush.
She blowing up though.
Yeah,
she coming up, ain't she?
Because she keeping her mouth more and more closed. See, if you keep your mouth more and more closed, then they'll elevate you. You ain't got to have no talent to make it in Hollywood. All you got to do is be a sellout.
Then she going through a little initiation with the bald head.
Yeah.
Go check that stuff out.
You ain't got to have no talent to make it as a rapper, singer, nothing. All you got to do is be a bootlicker. That's all you got to do is sell out.
That's it.
You ain't got to have no talent. Look at the jokers singing and rapping and that. These Negroes ain't got no talent.
Man, ain't got no talent at all.
But hey, they willing to sell their soul and sell their people to the dogs.
And all of them make you laugh.
Yeah.
Comedian clowns.
Yeah. That's all they are.
Well, you know what? I'm going to say one thing about it. At least they get paid for it. We got a lot of comedian clowns.
They ain't getting paid for it. Yeah. But hey, they're going to have to pay what they weigh though.
That's right.
Where I leave off at, brother?
Without knowledge,
without knowing what decisions Tiberius Alexander made, we do know that his career was successful.
That's explaining that.
Tiberius Julius became procurator of Judea, which is a Roman one level of Roman ruler is what that is, of Judea in 46 CE. About 30 years at about 30 years old, staying in power until 48 CE. The following 15 years in Tiberius's life are a complete blank to us until he reappears in AD 63 as a high-ranking officer. I almost said something. In 66 CE. Now I'm gonna tell you now, you know them Romans a bunch of boy lovers now.
Yes, sir.
They're a bunch of boy lovers.
Bunch of weirdos.
Now they say they don't know what happened, but all of a sudden he come back on the scene.
Yeah, high rank.
Yeah, he high rank. You might be playing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, the Romans, they love that boy loving stuff now. Now you want to, just like today when you go play with them Edomite, what they? You gonna get on that cash couch?
That's right.
You can have what you want now. Ain't that how they do?
Hey man, because there's a rumor out there about what's the little dude that used to be on the little Star Wars movie? Lucas dude.
Oh yeah.
That's it, boy.
Oh, he ate up with it. In 66 CE, he became procurator of Egypt. I already read that. I done got thrown off.
No, you're on the right track.
I'm on the right track. In
Mhm.
66 CE, he became procurator of Egypt and remained in that position until 70 CE, when he accompanied Titus to Jerusalem as his chief of staff at the destruction of the Jerusalem. Destruction of Jerusalem and the temple.
So he was there, a brother,
Chief of staff.
chief of
He
staff.
the head military man.
He the one calling the shots.
Yeah.
He telling them how to break it down. You know why they use him?
Because his uncle helped do it.
That's right. And he already knew the whole layout of the city,
So
man.
he
Knew everything about it. That's why they brought him in.
What?
I don't think you go over here. He the one who strategized the whole mission.
He was chief of staff. The chief of staff, when you say the chief of staff, he is the head military man over all the military forces. He chief of staff. Just like that was Colonel Powell. He was over all the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine. He was the head man.
That's right.
4-star general
Yes,
against your own people.
Oh, against your own folks. But see, his mind, he wasn't thinking that he's one of them. He think he's one of the Romans.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boy, it's a dangerous thing, man.
Thoroughly Hellenized, what they said, wasn't it?
Boy. Well, go ahead and rewind with brother.
Right here. While we know that being second in command to the emperor's son would have been considered a high-ranking position, the earlier positions were more difficult to assess.
Mm-hmm.
The Roman Empire was hierarchical, and the status of Judea and Egypt made them not the most desirable locations to go.
Okay, now we're gonna move on to the next page, which we're gonna see. I got we just read 4. We're gonna skip down to 6. We're gonna skip some of it. We just laying a little jacket on this guy.
This is a sorry joke, man.
We just laying a little jacket on this guy. Just hitting all the high points. Because, like I said, we have people like that in this world today. We just only talk about the ones over here in America.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know some behind the scenes that we don't know of.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't stepped out yet.
Right.
We just know the entertainment. But they there, though. And then think about all these other countries. They there.
Mm-hmm. Now, the question... Well, I ain't going to say that.
Man, speak to the
man. The question is... Because see, this rolled right into what I'm going to be teaching on next time I'm up.
Yes, sir.
The question is, where is the one that's among us? Because I know you out there.
Yes, sir.
Where is the one that... See, somebody got to fit this role.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
In every generation.
Yeah.
In every assembly.
Mm-hmm.
In every group.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Judas.
Is there? He there. I'm telling you.
So, we know you out there.
Mm-hmm.
And you will be revealed. Just hope you ain't being revealed around certain brothers that I roll with.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can pray for you, brother, sister, whoever you are.
That's right.
We at 15 years.
Yes, sir. 15
years later, Tiberius Alexander was made procurator of Egypt by Nero. This joke knew all the big dogs, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And Alexandrian Jewish community was in revolt, possibly demanding Roman citizenship after several decades of increasing problems.
Oh, so they over there fighting for
citizenship,
like brothers in the other countries.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of these jokes still not citizens of these other countries, though.
Right.
But they fighting, though. Go ahead and read.
Already in the 30s CE, there were intercommunal struggles documented by Philo, in which the Jewish community demanded either equal collective rights or equal individual rights. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
Sound like some stuff going on over here, ain't it?
Man, same thing, man.
Or quite possibly both. These jokers fighting for equal rights. Well, that sound like that sound familiar, though.
Back in the 60s, ain't it?
We still fight for equal rights.
That's right. And a lot of people think we got it. No, you never had it.
No, you don't. You'll never be like them.
Mm-hmm.
They'll use you till they can't use you no more. They throw you away. Be happy with what you got, Negro.
And who do they use? Jokers like this right here. They come
Mm-hmm.
in your neighborhood, be
That's
over
right.
you, and see, they come and tell you one thing, and they go in and make another deal behind the door.
Come on now.
Get the check, and they gonna keep on moving.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Tiberius was sent to be procurator of Egypt in 66 CE, just as a revolt broke out at Jerusalem and Judea.
Now that's when the Zealots they start overtaking the government. They getting the people in an uproar. During this time.
Yeah, and they keep sending this joke wherever the breakout is.
You know what? Because they don't want to go to, man, you go down.
Yeah, you do your people.
Negro go down there and
Yeah,
talk to them Negro. Hey, man, do they not do that today?
They do it right now today.
Hey, man, just like in Ferguson. When all these different revolts come out, just I'll use Ferguson. Who they sit down there and talk to them?
They send the brothers down there, man.
Man, look, when Trayvon Martin was murdered, who they sit down there? Y'all go down there, y'all calm down and stuff right there.
Same thing going by the playbook.
Yeah, same old thing. But see, the people don't know that because they ignorant. Ain't nobody teaching them that.
Nah.
What
don't
they do,
brother.
What they do? Well, you know, he the man of the Lord. We're gonna just do what he say. This nigga's the devil.
Right. That's like when they were doing all that stuff, man, and they had the little jackleg preachers, black jackleg preachers down here. Y'all calm down, go home.
Hey!
They always send the boot liquor.
Yep. Every time these Negroes around Memphis get ugly, whatever, here they come.
Yeah.
It be the same one.
The same one.
They
boot liquor.
Same one.
They cut him a check, give him a donation, send it out there in front of the people.
That's it. And they doing the same thing in your city. But where are we, brother?
Despite that fact that ethnic origins could be ignored if someone was sufficiently talented. See, you got talent, they'll look over at the fact that you're black. In the Roman Empire, it is probable that Tiberius Alexander was sent there because of his family's status in Alexandria and an ability which he may or may not have had to understand both Roman and Jewish perspectives. We know only that the full military strength was crushingly deployed after failed attempts at diplomacy.
Okay. Now let's go down to let me see, do I want to read this? Yeah, in his second procreatorship. In his procreatorship. That's what we're gonna. Yeah, let's pick it up in there.
All right, I'm gonna let it slide up over here. Right here.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And this, yeah.
Just months before the siege at Jerusalem, Tiberius Alexander was still governor in Egypt.
Hold on a minute. Yeah. You can read that.
I can read that?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Yeah, you can start.
Stern comments that it is not easy to determine the exact date for the end of the Egyptian prefecture of Tiberius Alexander. In any case, in the spring of 70 CE, he took a prominent part in the siege of Jerusalem. While we do not know the details, we do know that Titus must have personally requested Tiberius to join him in Judea as his second in command. In fact, we know that Tiberius was yet in Judea of July of 69 CE, thanks to Tacitus, who records that the transfer of the imperial power to Vespasian began at Alexandria, where Tiberius Alexander acted quickly, administering to his troops the oath of allegiance on the 1st of July. This day has been celebrated in latter times as the first of Vespasian's reign, although it was on the 3rd of July that the army in Judea took the oath before Vespasian himself.
Okay, let me move up a little bit so we can get it all in.
Okay. And did it with such enthusiasm that they did not even wait for his son Titus. This cannot have gone unnoticed by Titus and may help explain why he made Tiberius his second in command rather than someone whose high status might have been clearer. Strategically, too, it must be clear why Titus brought Tiberius Alexander with him to Jerusalem as former governor of Judea. he would have detailed knowledge of the city.
Yes, sir.
And insights as to her weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
And as a member of the politically important Jewish family with relatives in the Hasmonean dynasty.
See, now that's like they always say something. One of y'all people check the scene out, hang around the organization, find out what the strength, weakness, everything about it. Then they send them back. Hey, report to it. What's going on?
He had family in the Maccabean family, man. The Hasmonean was the Maccabees.
That's it.
This joker, he had his fingers in all the pies.
Everywhere.
So, see, that's what I'm saying, bro. We got to be careful. This Negro, I almost said something. Mm-hmm. He rolling with the Romans.
Yeah.
He know about he in good with the Edomites. Mm-hmm. And he got family, man, with the Maccabees, man.
That's it.
And he know the city inside and out.
That's right.
Who better to bring in to bring it down? Mm-hmm.
That's a danger. Why I said, man,
see, boy, a lot of people getting on me. Man, I'm watching y'all, big bro. Y'all, hey, man. See, a lot of people get on me, but see, man, I can see, boy, the devil slicking his snot on the door now, man.
You ain't lying, man. You got to find out what people got going on. You know,
he got relatives in the Maccabee family. He finna betray them.
Mm-hmm. Boy, that's something else, man. Mm-hmm.
Man, that's
and crazy. We know the history on the Maccabees.
Yeah. He might have
the Hasmonean. I'm just making a comment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He might have useful connections in the case of any negotiations. Tacitus describes Tiberius Alexander as a Roman knight of the first rank.
Mm-hmm. Let me pull this up. Yeah. You can see it.
Who had been appointed a commissioner for the campaign against Jerusalem. Whatever his status had been as procurator of Judea and Egypt, by now Tiberius had certainly achieved high rank. And for Tacitus, Tiberius Alexander's origins as a Jew were apparently irrelevant. His career exemplified the willingness of the Roman elite to ignore the ethnic and racial origins of provincials who sought to be treated as Romans, provided only that the individual in question adopted Roman customs in full. Titus's decision to appoint Tiberius as chief of staff indicates that Tiberius had now reached the upper levels of the Roman hierarchy.
Yes, sir. He made his way to the tip top.
Bootlicker. Sell out. Mm-hmm. Thoroughly Hellenized.
Thoroughly Hellenized, man. We're gonna read this first paragraph right here, and then we're gonna drop that, and then we're gonna get back at the history.
All right. Mm-hmm. I'm waiting for it to slide up.
Boy, hey man, I'm reading this right here. I was like, boy, this dude here.
This joke, sorry. Man.
So you go back and think about back the whole time I've been on this earth. And even I was telling my mom and stuff, I said, man, just think about all this voting and all this other stuff. I said, man, where's it getting the people? Nowhere. Bro. We're still in the same. I said, man, this thing is getting worse,
bro. Because the people been thoroughly Hellenized. And see, man, this lesson, man, all praise to the Most High putting this on your brain, bro, and in your spirit. Because this, that movie just came out. That Judas.
Yeah.
And look, we reading about one of the original Judases.
Yes, sir.
You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Here this here right here, we read about this, man. This on time lesson, bro.
But see, Messiah already prophesied this thing gonna happen. Yeah. That's just like he prophesied about Judas in Psalm 109, what he was gonna do. Yeah. He already told you what's gonna go down. He didn't pinpoint the person who's gonna do it, but he had told you, hey.
Man, these jokers, and they in every generation.
Yep.
And Tiberius Alexander was not the only Jew in Titus's entourage. Mm-hmm. Jewish historian Josephus.
Okay, we're gonna deal with him. Like I said, on part 2. He had a very important role, but go ahead.
Also viewed the war from the Roman side, first as a prisoner and later as an aide to Titus.
So he was a prisoner, right? Mm-hmm. But go ahead.
Vespasian's son, once Vespasian was made emperor in 69 CE, Titus assumed command of the war, and Josephus became his interpreter and guide.
Now, hold on for a minute. Why does Titus need an interpreter and guide? Because remember, we read in Deuteronomy 28.
Strange.
He's gonna be a joker's gonna come
strange tongue.
with a strange tongue from a land from far, right? With a fierce countenance, right? Whose language we don't understand.
That's right.
He had to go and have somebody, and these two are Israelites. So who are he going down there to deal with? Israelites.
That's it, bro.
He can't talk to them. So I need Israelites to talk to the Israelites.
That's right.
But go ahead and read.
Josephus, who would have been standing with Titus's army outside the walls of Jerusalem, included in his history a description of Tiberius Julius Alexander.
Okay, we're gonna drop this right here.
All right.
I'm gonna leave this up because in case somebody, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. Let's go back to the top so y'all can get the title of it. That way you can look it up and read it in its entirety. The Jew who pulled down the walls. This is a paper by Marissa Eleanor James. And she dealt with those rabbis, you know, they deal with all the history and all that stuff over there. So, but anyway, I'm gonna drop this and we're gonna get back to the history. Well, that's cold-blooded right there.
Man, that's cold, man.
That's cold, man.
Boy. Say it, man.
Now let's pick it up, T Boogie.
All right.
We're gonna pick it up at the siege. Because it was mentioned in Deuteronomy 28. He kept telling about the siege. This is gonna happen in the siege. You're gonna eat your children in the siege. I'm gonna stack carcasses in the siege.
Right.
You know, everything was talking about the siege, and then we're talking about the walls being torn down.
That's right.
And Messiah prophesied about them walls being. He's told them, "Hey, man, when them disciples tell him about showing them the temple, Matthew 24, he said, man,
right.
these walls coming down.
It ain't gonna be one stone left upon
Man, they tore every wall. They tore the walls down, but they left the towers up because they had to have something showing, hey, man, look at this place. We're going to leave this tower here. We're going to leave that tower over there. But all the walls came down. But anyway, back in the history. This Wikipedia history. Go ahead and read, brother.
The siege of the city began on 14 April, 70 CE, 3 days before the beginning of the Passover that year. The siege lasted about 5 months. It ended in August 70 CE on Tish B'Aviv, with the burning of the destruction of the second temple. The Romans then entreated and sacked the lower city. Entered and sacked the lower city. The Ark of Titus celebrated a Roman sack of Jerusalem, and the temple still stands in Rome. The conquest of the city was complete on approximately the 8th of September CE. Josephus places the siege in the second year of Vespasian, which corresponds to the year 70 of the Common Era.
Okay. Let me move this up. Now we're gonna get ready to deal with the siege. Like I said, it's just a little short, brief history on what went down. The siege. When you get it, my brother, go ahead.
Despite the early success in repelling the Roman sieges, the Zealots fought amongst themselves.
Now, I'm gonna hold for a minute. I'm gonna point on this Zealot. Let it bring it up on your side over there.
All right.
Now, we were talking about these guys earlier. These the ones who get everybody in the uproar. Wait on T Boogie's side. Then we'll go ahead on and read it. But they don't ever want this type of organization. Nah. They don't want men getting together and forming an alliance like this here, man. They don't want that.
Sure don't, brother.
The Zealots.
The Zealots were a political movement in the 1st century Second Temple Judaism, which sought to incite the people of Judea province to rebel against the Roman Empire and expel it from the Holy Land by force of arms, most notably during the First Jewish-Roman War of 66 through 70. Zealotry was the term used by Josephus.
That's right. But you check this out. But these guys were jumping the gun though.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like you got jokers, man. Look, we're gonna overtake the government. Man, what the hell you do? You ain't, hey man, you're not gonna be successful trying to overtake this government. I don't understand why jokers had that on their mind, man.
They ain't reading their book. That's why.
It didn't work for them. It ain't gonna work for those who try to do that. It ain't gonna work, partner.
The Most High put them in charge, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And he told you again, if you don't put your neck up under this yoke, I'm gonna bring the pain.
That's right. But check this out. He gonna give you some characteristics, joker man, and you tell me if this not Israel or not.
Okay.
The Zealots.
Okay. Despite their early success in repelling Roman sieges, the Zealots fought amongst themselves.
Israel.
Yep. And they lacked proper leadership.
Israel.
Resulted in poor discipline,
Israel.
training,
That.
and preparation for the battles that were to follow.
Man.
That's all the way.
So we always argue who in charge and all that. We don't like discipline.
Nope.
We don't like instruction. I ain't saying all. Majority.
Right.
I ain't gonna put everybody in that.
That's right.
We talking about the majority. I'm
That's
talking about the very elect don't have a problem with that. It's some other rebellious, hard-headed, stiff-necked niggas. Them the ones that have a problem with it. But go ahead, brother.
At one point, they destroyed the food stocks in the city.
I wonder why.
A drastic measure thought to have been undertaken perhaps in order to enlist a merciful God's intervention on behalf of the besieged Jews, or as a stratagem to make the defenders more desperate, supposing that was necessary in order to repel the Roman army.
Mm-hmm.
Titus began his siege a few days before Passover on April 14th, surrounding the city with 3 legions: Macedonia, Fumata, and Apollinaris on the western side, and the 4th on the, I can't hardly read that, Fretinus, on the Mount of Olives to the east. If the reference in his Jewish war at 6/4/21 is to Titus's siege, though difficulties existing with this interpretation, then at the time, according to Josephus, Jerusalem was thronged with many people who had come to celebrate Passover.
So that's why all of them, they was there. But look, I'm going to click on this Passover. Man, they was all there for the Passover.
Yep. So it was Jews from everywhere.
From the diaspora. Hey, man, when I read, man, we were putting this thing together. Hey, man, when I clicked on here, that's another thing the brother was talking about, dealing with the Passover.
Right.
And unleavened bread, we know it's 7 days, not 8 days.
Right.
Man, what they say, bro? Once it pop up on your side.
Passover, also called Pesach, is a major Jewish holiday that occurs in the spring on the 15th day of the Hebrew month.
Hold on a minute. I thought it was on the 14th day. It said begin on the what?
15th day of the Hebrew month of Nisan.
Yeah.
One of the biblically ordained 3 pilgrimage festivals. Passover is traditionally celebrated in the land of Israel for 7 days.
No, for 8 days.
7 days.
Okay. They were there for the Passover. But we won't get into it because Christ told them one thing, and they had some false prophets in there telling them something else. They should have never been there.
Right.
Brother, you going off, man. They got to be there. They got to keep the feast in the Holy Land.
Man, he said, when you see Jerusalem compared with armies, don't take your butt up there.
Man, I tell you what. Let's go there. Let's go
Luke 21.
Yes, sir. Let's go to Luke 21.
Yes, sir.
As a matter of fact, let's hit Matthew 24, and then we're going to hit that Luke 21.
All right. That sounds like a plan.
Matthew 24. Now, this Messiah talking to his disciples.
We're going to start it.
We're going to just read 1, 2, and...
Okay.
We're going to read verses 1 and 2.
All right. Matthew 24, verse 1. And Yeshua went out and departed from the temple. And the disciples came to him to show him the buildings of the temple.
Mm-hmm.
And Yeshua said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there should not be left here one stone upon another.
Mm-hmm.
That should not be thrown down.
That's right. He told them, hey, and they went on to ask him 3 questions. You know, they
Mhm.
want to know all that. But let's go to Luke
21.
Yes, sir. Because there's some false prophets in the land. Told them something else, and they shouldn't have been there. 21 and verse 20. What did it say?
And when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with army, then know that the destruction thereof is nigh.
Now, this he telling his disciples, so they got to get the message out.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So when you see these guys show up surrounded, you know, hey, you need to get it. But anyway, let the Messiah talk.
21.
Uh-huh.
Then let them which are in Judea flee into the mountain.
Flee where?
Flee to the mountain.
Now, I know we talked about those mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Remember in Deuteronomy, he said, man, you're going to go out against them one way, and you're going to flee 7 ways.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull this up right quick so the people can see.
Go ahead, bro.
I'm going to pull this down, y'all. There are. He said, man, you're going to flee out 7 ways. Because he just told them to flee to the mountains, right?
Right.
Now you got 7 mountains around, or 7 hills. You go look it up in the concordance, say hills, mountains,
right,
around Jerusalem. He said you go to flee to the mountains. That's why he said Deuteronomy, they're going to come in, you're going to go out against them one way and flee 7 ways. Now we understand what he was saying in Deuteronomy, right? Flee to the mountains. But we're going to deal with some more because they fled. They went after them, but somebody was there waiting on them. But go ahead and finish.
And let them which are in the midst of it depart out.
Yeah.
And let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto.
That's right.
For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled.
That's right, because Daniel prophesied of this thing. Then, you know, and he said, hey, man, let them folks know, don't go into Jerusalem. When you come out, don't go down there, man. The prophecy here, they surrounded the city.
So live, bro.
But what did he say about 23?
23? But woe unto them that are with child, to them that give suck in those days.
Yes, sir.
For there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people.
Because he said, you're going to eat your sons and daughters in the seed, James. That's why he said, woe to those who give suck in those days. You're going to eat them babies. But go ahead and read.
And they shall fall by the edge of the sword.
Yes, sir.
And shall be led away captive into all nations.
We're going to show that too. And
Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles.
With an S, not a Gentile with one, Gentiles with an S. But go ahead.
Until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Amen, because Rome had all these other folks with them too. Down there. We just read those legions that he had joined with them. They couldn't do it by themselves.
Man, that's cold.
So we know, we just read right there, that prophecy right there, and then connected with Deuteronomy 28, and then we hit it with that Leviticus 26. We reading about this right now.
Slowly, bro.
And then, like I said, Most High will, hey man, we deal with the rest of this part too. We're gonna get in depth, blow by blow play, man.
That's right, Hebrew. That's right.
You can be like, man, our people went through some stuff. Yes, sir. Let me move this up, brother, so we can I'm trying to get to a certain point.
Okay.
Yes, sir. All righty. Because they was there for the Passover, right? And they was all there. But go ahead and read.
The thrust of the siege began in the west at the third wall, nor the Jaffa gate. By May, this was breached, and the second wall, was also taken shortly afterward, leaving the defenders in possession of the temple and the upper and lower city. The Jewish defenders were split into factions. John Geshalas group murdered another faction leader, Eleazar ben Simeon, whose men were entrenched in the forecourts of the temple.
Okay, now let me put this curse on this John guy. Now this guy here is the son of Levi. So he was head up. He was the leader of this little revolt. So he got all these different sects in there
Mm-hmm.
or factions in there doing their thing.
Mm-hmm.
What it say? Are we over there yet? Man, I think it's slow.
Yeah, it's got a delay. Here it is. It says John Giscala Geshala, the son of Levi, was a leader of the Jewish revolt against the Romans, the first Jewish-Roman war.
Now this started. Now the first Jewish-Roman war started in 66.
Mm-hmm.
Now this Eleazar ben Simon, it should pop up over there. Boy, anytime about Israel, man, Israel ain't no softest around here, man.
No.
That's why you see these jokers around here be rising up and bumping heads and doing all, man. Even some of the elder guys, man.
Yeah.
You let them, hey, some of the elders will rise up on you too.
Yep. Eleazar ben Simeon was a zealot leader during the first Jewish-Roman war who fought against the armies of Statilius Gallius, Vespasian, and Titus Flavius. From the onset of the war in 66 CE until the destruction of the temple in 70 CE, he fought vehemently against the Roman garrisons in Judea.
Yes, sir. Now, them the ones that they had a problem, the Roman, the soldiers had a problem with.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that say that he was, they call it security.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they did their job. They did not want them over there at that temple.
That's right.
Because they had gold and all that stuff.
Yeah, all
the
that
treasure,
stuff
all that stuff was in there. And they did whatever they had to do to protect that temple.
That's
man.
it, bro.
But you know what? That's how I said, hey, you're going to fall. But go ahead and read.
Okay.
Eleazar being
whose men were entrenched in the four courts of the temple.
Mm-hmm.
That can't read that. What let's say
the
enmities between John and Gershala and Simeon Bar Gaora were papered over only when the Roman were pampered only when the Roman siege engineers began to erect ramparts.
Mm-hmm.
Titus then had a wall built to girdle the city in order to starve out the population more effectively.
Oh, so he built a what?
That's them trenches and walls.
Yeah. So he did some earthwork.
Mm-hmm.
Man, them joker there was, boy, they were zealous, man.
Yep.
They did their job.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
After several failed attempts to breach or scale the walls of the fortress of Antonia, the Romans finally launched a secret attack. When Romans reached Antonia, they tried to destroy the wall which protected it. They removed 4 stones only, but during the night, the wall collapsed. John had used his stratagem before and had undermined their banks, that the ground gave way and the wall fell suddenly.
Mm-hmm.
Titus had raised banks beside the court of the temple on the northwest corner, on the north side, on the west side. Jews then attacked Romans on the east near Mount of Olives, but Titus drove them back to the valley.
See, that's another thing too. You know, a lot of them
they had them boys hemmed up, man.
Man, they had them, man. I don't care which side they tried to go out on, they was on lock.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like we said, he had those legions all around that place.
Mm-hmm. The Zealots set northwest colonnade on fire. Romans set on fire the next one. Jews wanted it to burn.
Mm-hmm.
Jews also trapped some of the Roman soldiers when they wanted to climb over the wall, and they would have burned wood under the wall when the Romans were trapped on it. Meanwhile, in the city, Jews starved, and some ate. I can't read.
Yeah, eat own children. Mm-hmm.
Jews starved, and some eat own children.
Mm-hmm.
She slew her son, and roasted him,
mm-hmm.
and eat half of him,
mm-hmm.
and kept the other half by her conceit.
Hey, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna get in depth on that too. Because, man, they said, man, what in the world? I'm talking, I'm gonna move this up. Because we're gonna stop at the destruction of Jerusalem. But like he said, hey, like he said, Deuteronomy, you're gonna eat your children, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the seed, she gonna eat her children.
Yep.
And one of all things
That's
in the
right.
seed. This going on in the seed.
Mm.
She slew her son and then roasted him and eat one half of him and kept the other half for her conceal. Boy,
Man,
that's some hard time, man.
that's really hard time, brother.
So this is documented history.
Mm.
And people said, man, that book is false. Okay. After Jewish, go ahead, brother.
After Jewish allies killed a number of Roman soldiers, Titus then sent Josephus, the Jewish historian, to negotiate with the defenders.
Oh, so why did Titus go see him? Because he didn't speak their language.
Yep.
And then, hey, maybe they'll listen to their own people.
Yeah.
But they don't know what Titus didn't know. They looking at him like, you a damn sellout. We ain't talking to you. But anyway, listen to listen to what happened.
To this ended with the Jews wounding the negotiator with an arrow.
So the negotiating didn't go too well, did it?
And the other sally was launched shortly after.
Mm-hmm.
Titus was almost captured during this sudden attack, but escaped.
Say, man,
they almost got his butt too, didn't
they? Yeah, they said, man, we ain't negotiating.
Hey, till the wheels fall off, baby.
That's like you try to send Clarence Thomas down to a bunch of jokers trying to ride. He's like,
man,
go down there and talk to with you. Man, get your old. I'm trying to get too old to do that now. When they got some young brothers, some young but what's the little attorney now? The attorney that they
got some bootleg.
The little attorney that he does a little civil rights. He,
oh, for real?
The one that Trayvon Martin, the mother Castile and all of them. They that same one going around, doing the negotiating,
Overlooking the temple compound, the fortress provided a perfect point from which to attack the temple itself.
Mm-hmm.
Battering rams made little progress, but the fighting itself eventually set the walls on fire. Mm-hmm. A Roman soldier threw a burning stick onto one of the temple walls. Destroying the temple was not among Titus's goals, possibly due in large part to the massive expansions done by Herod the Great mere decades earlier. Mm-hmm. Titus had wanted to seize it and transform it into a temple dedicated to the Roman emperor and the Roman pantheon.
So that's why he wanted to save.
Mm-hmm. However, the fire spread quickly and it soon was out of control. The temple was captured and destroyed on 9/10 Tishba'av, sometime in August 70 CE, and the flames spread into the residential section of the city. Josephus described the scene.
Okay. As
legions charged in, neither persuasion nor threat could check their impiety. Passion alone was in command. Mm-hmm. Crowded together around the entrances, many were trampled by their friends. Many fell among the steel and not fell among. I can't. That's so little. Can you blow it up a little bit more, bro?
Okay, let me do it right quick.
Yes, you can blow it just a little bit more.
Let's see. Let me see that. Okay.
Yeah, I did get a little bit out. Good. All right. Well, right here it says, many fell among the still hot and smoking ruins of the colonnades and died as miserably as the defeated.
Hold on for a minute. Let me see where you. Yeah. Where are you?
You see, it kind of blew up on me then.
Yeah, we're down here. Yeah, we're down here as a.
You still moving it on your side. Let me get stuff moving here. Okay. Many fell among the steel and hot smoking ruins of the colonnades and died as miserably as the defeated. As they neared the sanctuary, they pretended not even to hear Caesar's command and urged the men in the front to throw in more firebrands. The partisans were no longer in position to help. Everywhere was slaughter and flight. Most of the victims were peaceable citizens, weak and unarmed, butchered whenever they were caught.
Boy, they say it was butchered.
Man.
So there was some bloody.
Yeah,
We talking about,
they
man,
can't even
chopping-
defend themselves.
No, they catch me, just chop them up, boy.
Mm-hmm. Round the altar, the heaps of corpses grew higher and higher, while down the sanctuary steps poured a river of blood, and the bodies of those killed at the top slithered to the bottom.
Ooh.
We read about that too, didn't we?
Yes, sir.
And then Ezekiel, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Read about them bones around the sanctuary.
That's
and
right.
all.
Because he said, I'm going to slaughter you on your altar. Because y'all got a filter altar down there.
Yep.
I'm
Read
going
about
to
this.
slaughter you right up on your items.
Mm-hmm. So the Bible, more prophecy.
Yes, sir.
Right before your eyes, right there.
That's it.
Josephus' account absolves Titus of any culpability for the destruction of the temple, but this may merely reflect his desire to procure favor with the Flavian dynasty.
Mm-hmm.
The Roman legions quickly crushed the remaining Jewish resistance. Some of the remaining Jews escaped through hidden tunnels and sewers, while others made a final stand in the upper city.
Mm-hmm.
This defense halted the Roman advance as they had constructed siege towers to assail the remaining Jews. Herod's palace fell on 7 September, and the city was completely under Roman control by 8 September. The Romans continued to pursue those who had fled the city.
That's right, because, hey, man, they fled because he told them, hey, y'all need to get into those mountains.
Mm-hmm.
But prior to that, a lot of folks had already left.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to get into that on tomorrow.
Okay.
The destruction of Jerusalem, we're going to pick up, Most High willing, tomorrow on part 2.
All praise, brother.
All praise to the
All
Most
praise,
High.
man. That
So
was good.
put it
That was
in.
good information.
Yes, sir.
Good and great information.
Right. All praises, man. So, with that being said, that's part 1, family. Let me move this over so I can see who all up in this deal.
All right.
That's part 1. We'll deal with part 2. I'll be with the young lion. Will be with me tomorrow.
All right. All right.
We'll get that work in. He
Yes,
said
sir.
he got something he want to bring to the table too.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He said he got a little something on the Most High put in his spirit.
Mm.
And we're going to go ahead and take care of the business in part 2.
All praise,
And get
brother.
in depth, a blow by blow plate of what actually happened in 70 AD when the people was murdered, butchered, caught it off in captivity, sold. There's a whole lot of other stuff went on.
Yeah.
So we just laid a little groundwork for part 2. And with that being said, brother, that's all I have.
All right. All right. Got a few people on here. I'm going to shout out for you. Get the long list over there. Of course, like I say, on Facebook, we had Shawana, Israel, Cortez, Dalrymple, and Yehukanan, the Human Connect, the Israelite Connect.
Yes, sir.
We had my rib in here. We had Albert Hoban, my cousin, was in the building.
Yes, sir.
Big Rob Austin was in there.
Big Rob.
Corey Yehuda was in the building.
What's up, front line?
Yeah. Dana Nichols was in the building.
Dana Dang.
And that's all we had on Facebook tonight, bro.
Yes, sir. We got Brother Norris in the building.
Okay.
Tuvaya in the building.
What up, family?
We got Sister Elaine Bate in the house.
Hey, sis.
Michael Ben Yasral. Leonard Ricks in the house.
Okay.
Song 777 checking in.
All right.
Regina Dolores in the building. Tennis A. McCray Davis in the building.
All the family in here tonight, ain't?
Yes, sir. James Ford, salute, brother.
What's going on, bro?
That's right. Tove Robinson in the building.
What's going on, family?
Who else we got in there? Michael Parker in the building.
Mike.
Deshaun Evans in the house.
Okay.
Shalom Hebrew. All about Yah.
Yes, he is.
That's right. Let me scroll on up. Oh, this thing jumping on me. Cortez, the chosen one.
What up, Cortez?
Hebrew Bible study in the building.
All right, what's up, family?
Who else we got in this deal? Francesca Ford in the house.
What's going on, family?
I can't see y'all on, well, he already called her face. Lisa Israel.
Okay.
Hello, sister.
What's going on, sis?
How you doing? Good to see you. Got Dana Dane in the house.
Okay.
Mississippi King, Absalom, our beloved brother.
Yes, sir.
That's right. Regina Dolores.
Mm-hmm. You say Michael being Israel?
Michael being in there,
Okay,
yeah.
nephew in there.
Your rib is in there.
Yes, sir.
Howard Brown.
Corey Yehuda. Regina
Bless you.
Dolores, thank you for your generous donation, sis.
Bless you, sister.
May the Most High bless the work in your hand.
That's right. What else we got in here? But y'all know some chopping up. Mike Fuchsia.
Mike Fuchsia.
That's Junior there, man.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all I can see in here, family. We go back to the Bible, because I know y'all jump in here. There your brother, there you gotta go.
Who it is?
Fabrico.
Fabrico Braga.
That's right.
What's going on, family?
That's right.
Once again, want to thank y'all for tuning in.
Mm-hmm.
Like the brother said, gonna have him and the young lion gonna be doing the part 2. Y'all make sure y'all tune in 1 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
1 o'clock, we're gonna be back on the scene, trying to do what we always do.
Mm-hmm.
I hope everybody's having a happy Feast of Purim. I know we was not able to get together like we originally planned.
Mm-hmm.
Had a lot of people drop off because of work, and we had all that ice storm. A lot of people get called into work and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So we decided, to be good stewards over the Most High funding.
Right.
So we called that off. But hey, you can best believe, please believe.
Yes, sir.
When you come around for Passover unleavened bread, we don't care if it's 2 in the building.
Man, we gonna
being
be
that
there.
It was a silver holiday and really wasn't required, but you can best believe on these required feast days, we don't care if it's 2 in the building.
That's right.
We gonna be on the scene.
Yeah.
Now, B. Lou contacted me the other day. He said he planned on coming down too.
He bringing big boy with him.
Yeah, showing the big boy.
That's right.
He bring him and his newborn, his rib come. They plan on coming down. Passover unleavened bread too. What he told me.
Hallelujah, man.
So we got a few people coming in town.
We got Harry Brown too, right? Y'all gonna check in. They coming in. D-Row and his family coming to town. Yep. Man, it'd be good to meet Brother Norris and Fred Chesterford and Michael Parker. Man, everybody on the chat.
Y'all come on down.
Everybody on the chat, man. It'd be good, man. It'll be a blessing, man.
Yeah. We gonna keep y'all posted on that. And the website is under construction, my brother.
That's right.
Hopefully we're gonna be getting y'all information on that. Got our website being built. Most High willing, we'll have it up here pretty soon. The sister's working very diligently on it. Me and her been corresponding back and forth on it. Mm-hmm. Everything's going well. And as I need stuff from y'all, I'll be hitting y'all up. So
okay, I got you, Brother Mike. Sister Annie lost her son.
Okay.
And she has a GoFundMe set up.
Okay.
But I don't even have it on me. But I'll put it in. Most I will. I'll have it up tomorrow.
In the chat tomorrow.
Okay. It's a tragic thing that happened to the brother. Unexpected and everything. So between the brothers, sisters, all over, they've been helping out, trying to help raise some funds.
Okay.
So if Most High put in your spirit to help the sister out, I'm quite sure she'll greatly appreciate it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll definitely be lifting the family up in your prayers,
and
for their comfort and whatnot.
Yeah.
And we pray, that the Most High send His angels of comfort to them in this time of bereavement and tragedy in their family. So our prayers are with you, sis.
That's right.
And anybody else got any prayer requests, whatnot? Send them to the Order Melchizedek email.
Let me put that banner up.
Yeah.
Which one is it? There we go.
Any questions you may have on scripts, whatnot? I know Sister Francesca, she don't hesitate.
That's right.
She fire them out. So
that's right, sister. Fire them out.
That's right, fire them out. So any questions you may have, prayer requests you may have, send them to us. We'll definitely be trying to get back to you as soon as possible. We pray that the Most High continue to be with all our family, to the 12 tribes worldwide. We pray that He continue to watch over you, keep you with all spiritual and financial and physical, emotional blessings to His children. So we love y'all again. The brother be on the scene tomorrow. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the lesson, because it was definitely edifying night for me. found out some stuff I didn't know.
Yes, sir.
You know, it was very enlightening as we started to put the Most High brings this information. We start putting the pieces of the puzzle together. We can be able to tell the whole story and leave this heritage for our children and our children's children.
That's right.
That they may be able to speak intelligently and legibly to their history, not just we came over on slave ship, now we entertain. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
No, we got a long, like I said before, everything that had never happened in the history of man was about the children of Israel. And those who came before, as in Adam, Enoch, Methuselah, so on down to Abraham and Jacob, Isaac and Jacob. Everything in this world that happened to cause us. Go read the lineage of Luke the 2. And it goes from Yeshua's lineage all the way back to Adam and said he was the son of the Most High Power.
That's it.
So the history ain't no history without us.
That's it.
We just been robbed and ain't been told of our history.
And then flam, you know, it's just like, what's that first Maccabee where he said the heathen opened a book?
Yeah, and it started to paint the images.
That's all.
So they're like, that's all it had.
So you see where like Jewish,
yeah,
and all that other foolishness.
Man, we already know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? But we know that now, as we've been the Most High to give us knowledge over these last several years, brother, he continues to release knowledge and guides us in a way to get this knowledge. We see it's all been about us anyway.
That's it. That is it, man.
It's always been about us. They just hid it from us, and we don't know. Go look at it.
Yeah.
Go look at it. We didn't trace it all the way down. This money, bro. All the way down. We didn't trace it all the way down.
Yes, sir.
Even to this day and time. Anyway.
That's right. That's right.
So
we still doing some research.
That's right. That's right. Well, hey, we thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all continue to support the channel. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button. Copy the link, send it to somebody in a text. Do what you got to do to get this word out. Do your part of the kingdom business. Put your hand on the plow and help us bring in and help us usher in the coming of our Messiah.
That's right.
And be ready to stand in your light at the end of the day.
That's right, sir.
So
that's what you're working to get paid for.
That's right. That's right. So we thank y'all once again. We hope that this was a blessing to you and edifying to you. I know it was for me.
Hallelujah. I know it was me too.
Yes, sir. All praise, honor, and great glory is unto our Elohim, the Elohim of Abraham, the Elohim of Isaac, and the Elohim of Jacob. So our brothers and sisters in the faith, as always, we salute you.
That's right.
What it bees in the building?
12 tribe, one nation, baby.
I'm your brother, T Boogie. We gonna holler at y'all on the other side. Shalom.
Right. Shalom.
Enjoy the rest of y'all Saturday.
Shalom.
Shalom, family.